All right, everyone. If you logged into your crypto accounts this morning, you probably felt that little jolt of excitement. Bitcoin is bouncing. The market is flashing green for a moment. After days, even weeks, of seeing nothing but red, we're finally getting a hint of relief. But before you rush to declare, we're so back. Let's take a deep breath and break down what's actually going on here. Because this isn't just a random uptick. There's a reason for this pause in the sell-off, and there's probably more to it than meets the eye. So let's dive in and see whether this is the calm before the next storm or the real start of a fresh run. So, here's the situation. Bitcoin has taken a pause from that heavy, gut-wrenching slide we've been watching. The major coins are finally catching a breath. You know what I'm talking about. The sell-off that started earlier this month looked absolutely brutal. We saw leveraged positions getting wiped out, fear-driven moves everywhere, and just one giant red candle after another. But now, the pressure seems to have eased, at least for the time being. Traders are reporting that the cascade of liquidations has slowed down, volumes are stabilizing, and the overall mood is shifting from sheer panic to more of a wait-and-see cautiousness. And that's a key signal. When fear turns into caution, it means the market psychology is changing. So yes, Bitcoin is rebounding. But this is not bull run confirmed territory yet. It feels more like the market just slammed on the brakes temporarily. So why the sudden pause? Well, there are a few reasons working together. First, we have what's called selling exhaustion. When a sell-off is this intense for this long, you eventually run out of people who are willing to sell at any price. Many have already exited, and the remaining sellers aren't as desperate. Second, technical support levels have kicked in. Bitcoin and other major coins have hit these price zones on the charts that automatically trigger buy orders. These are areas where algorithms are programmed to buy, or where there are simply fewer sellers, creating a natural floor for the price to bounce off of. And third, macro factors are stabilizing. Outside of the crypto world, global risk assets might be catching a break. Maybe the stock market is calming down a bit, and that gives crypto some breathing room. All of this combines to create a window of opportunity, a moment where the market can catch its breath. And these moments, these are always the most interesting. Okay, so now that we know what's happening, let's talk about the big question. So what? What does this mean for you? For Bitcoin, this could signal that we've hit a short-term bottom, or at the very least, a consolidation phase where the price trades sideways for a bit. It might wobble here, it might rally. The key thing to watch is whether this bounce can build real momentum. For altcoins, their fate is tied to Bitcoin, as always. Usually, when Bitcoin pauses and stabilizes like this, altcoins either start to soak up some of the gains or just stay quiet while everyone waits for clarity. If Bitcoin makes a strong move up, altcoins will likely follow. But if Bitcoin's bounce fails, well, the altcoins are usually the first to get hit, and they get hit the hardest. And for you, the trader or investor, a pause isn't an automatic green light to go all in. It's a watch zone, a time to be alert. If you're trading with leverage, this is a moment to be extremely cautious. If you're invested for the long term, this is a great time to reassess your positions and your strategy. And here's a simple truth. When the market finally stops panicking, that's when some of the biggest opportunities start to appear, but only for those who are calm enough to spot them. Now, let's play out a few potential scenarios for what could happen next. First, scenario A, we rally. In this case, Bitcoin holds its bounce, the bulls regain confidence, and we see altcoins begin to surge. This could lead to a solid 10 to 15% upward move across the market in the near term. It's the we're back scenario everyone is hoping for. Then there's scenario B, we stall. Here, the bounce fizzles out. Bitcoin just drifts sideways. Traders lose that initial excitement, and eventually, the sell-off resumes once some negative macro news hits. This is the slow bleed scenario that tests everyone's patience. Finally, there's scenario C, the false break. This is the trickiest one. The market pretends to rally, luring in hopeful buyers, and then sells off swiftly and sharply, catching everyone off guard and triggering another painful round of liquidations. It's a classic bull trap. Which one is the most likely? Honestly, nobody knows for sure right now. But what is clear is that we're at a critical point in the game where the next major move matters far more than the little bounce we just saw. If you're involved in crypto, this is the time to be paying close attention. So, to recap, Bitcoin has rebounded, giving us all a much-needed break from the relentless selling. The The sell-off is paused. But remember, pause does not mean over. The market is still on a knife's edge, and the next move is critical. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think is happening? Are we finally heading back up? Or is this just a breather before the next big drop? Let me know your take in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.